Hey, this is Dale Tinsley. You're listening to the Connect Podcast. Our purpose is to guide you to connect with yourself so that you can connect with others and live a life of meaning and value. Continuing the series, Connecting with Ourselves. Welcome. Hope today's episode finds you well. Got a treat for you. Want to introduce my buddy Dillon Moak. Dillon Moak, thanks for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
Dillon has an interesting story, interesting testimonial. Let's get into it, man. So where do you want to start, brother?
Well, I want to start by saying thank you for inviting me to your podcast.
Pleasure.
We've known each other for some years now. I've known you since about 2011, 2012. Met me when I was a kid, really getting into lifting weights, working out, wanting to be a bodybuilder. And we connected off of that, really into the gym life. Mm-hmm. I wasn't really connected with myself spiritually at the point, again, I'm very immature at the time. But just on the physical side of life, me and you connected very well.
Right.
And then we run into each other here and there at the gym or grocery store or at my brother's house, and
randomly, right?
Randomly, just meeting up and seeing each other, and it was nice. It was always a pleasant conversation. And then many years later, you come into my life again, played a massive role in my growth today.
Amen.
So jump into the story. It all started really New Year's 2019. January 2nd, I'm moving into my parents' house, moving back home. 26 now. Got out of a bad relationship. Tough with me and her, with her family. Things were real rocky. We were living together.
Was that in Texas?
No, this was we were living in Metairie together.
Okay.
Anyway, the Texas story is going to come. That's a whole year later.
Okay.
After, I'm sorry, a few months before Texas. A few months before. You want to start over? You want to keep going?
No, that's good.
Keep it rolling. So moved back home January 2nd, and I'm into real estate investing, doing some day trading, also selling products on the side, right, in sales. Move home, I'm depressed, I feel like a loser. I'm 26, living back home with my parents. You go down this dark path, dark road. Nobody really knows, your family, your friends, nobody knows what's going on in my life, right? Mentally, what's happening. The relationship took a big toll on me, dealing with that. And then here I am losing a lot of money, going into credit card debt, credit scores falling, losing out on deals, losing out on sales, start losing a lot of money, day trading, and your whole world's coming down. That's how I felt. Everything's real dark. I started reaching out to some friends, if they had something going on for jobs, because I need to get back on my feet and go start making an hourly wage, right? Buddy of mine that I reached out to was living in Texas. He had an RV out there, and we're going into April now. So I've been at home for about 2 months, and he says, "Hey, I got an RV, come live with me, got this job, they're paying bi-weekly. It's a construction job, it's contract work. You're gonna be pulling a bunch of wire, and it's big industrial wire." So packed my stuff up and I'm heading to Texas, right? Victoria, Texas. And I get there, it's a Coke can size of an RV, it's tiny. And within a few hours though, he leaves and I ain't never seen him again. I don't know what happened with him, if he got hooked on something, if I didn't know what was going on. I just took a leap of faith of jumping out there, and I'm going over there with no money.
How much time passed when he gave you the invite and then you made the transition to leave?
About a few days.
Okay.
It took some paperwork between the company and me getting on and all that, But, I told my parents, hey, I'm going to go live out there in Texas and work this job. So when I get over there, I'm sleeping on the couch in the RV, and, me and him, I don't see him anymore. I don't know what's going on. I have $600 to my name, and I'm supposed to start work tomorrow. So I'm trying to call the boss, how do I get in touch with him, all this stuff, where do I need to be? Start work. A couple of days go by, still nothing from him, don't hear anything. I don't know what's going on. Well, get a knock on the door. It's the landlord.
Oh, no.
He wants to know what's up with the rent. Well, man, how much is the rent? Because I need a place to stay. That's where I'm at. And it's $600. That's all I have for my name. That's all I have in my bank account is $600 now. I done burned up my credit cards.
Right.
I'm now getting a big income tax in the mail statement. I owe $8,000 to the IRS. I'm about $29,000 in credit card debt. I can't even pay the minimums on it. Credit score is now crashing. I got this guy telling me, hey, you owe me $600. I don't have it. So he tells me I gotta go. I gotta get out. So pack all my stuff, get in the truck. I go sleep on the job site. Now the job site is in the middle of a cow pasture. It's in Victoria, Texas. I'm sleeping between a cow and a cactus in my truck. And I'm about to get paid coming up on Friday. I'm excited, right? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have some money coming. I can finally eat. Well, Friday comes, I didn't get paid right. They only paid me $300. So now I'm calling payroll, trying to find out what's going on. They saying, oh, that was for last payroll. You gotta wait for the next paycheck to get what you got paid for on this payroll. Oh my gosh.
Like 2 weeks behind.
2 weeks behind. Yeah, so now I'm thinking 2 weeks like this. I drive down to Planet Fitness, and I just sign up. Do I have a place to shower, brush my teeth, take care of my hygiene while I'm living like this.
And a place to work out.
Place to work out, because I'm still trying to get that motivation going, right?
Sure.
So sign up with Planet Fitness, cheap, right? $10 a month. And I'm going to live right back out in the cow pasture. I'm either going, swinging a drive-through, grab a dollar burger, Dollar General, saved my life. I know it's, really contradictory to what life is now with Dollar Generals everywhere. But eating potted meat, eating Spam, Vienna sausages.
Survival mode.
Just survival mode, full on survival. And I am full on depressed now. I don't know how I'm going to dig myself out of this hole that I feel like I didn't put myself here.
Right.
Why would I take responsibility of that? I'm into that victim stage now of life, right? Everything is a victim mentality. Oh, my friend, did this to me. My ex did this to me. Nobody did for me. The woe is me side of life.
From the depression into the it's not my fault.
Oh yeah, yeah, completely. I got to the point to where within those 2.5, 3 weeks living in my truck, I was getting suicidal now.
Oh shit.
I'm sleeping in my truck, waking up, going to work on the job site, working all day, getting back in my truck, driving to Planet Fitness, doing whatever workout I can do, taking a shower, brushing my teeth, taking care of myself, and going back to the cow pasture to sleep in my truck. Right? And this was, days and days. So April 9th comes, and the devil, the enemy, is living inside of me. And there's a thunderstorm going on right now. And I'm having a mental, spiritual breakdown.
Wow.
And I think I'm going to end it all right now. Now, does my parents know this? Does my brothers know this? Does my friends know this? Do anybody out there really know what's going on? No.
Wow.
This is all me. And that was the day I'd like to say I found God.
Amen.
Now, we can call it God, you can call it the universe, you can call it positive vibes, positive energy, whatever you want to call it. That night, I looked in the rearview mirror of my truck, and I seen the devil, but I seen the light. There was a light that told me that this isn't over. And I passed out in tears.
Get out.
Just complete surrender.
Amen.
Just complete letting it go. Just releasing it, right? And releasing all that depression, all of that. 10 hours later, I remember waking up in the morning, getting my stuff together, going to work. I got a phone call. And it's from another friend I reached out to months ago about, hey, you have a job going on, anything I can get onto? He calls me, says, hey, me and my brothers, we're getting this apartment. It's going to be outside of Houston. We're working this turnaround job. They're paying a lot of money. You're going to work a lot. We'll be out there next week. But if you want this job, they'll take you on, but you got to be in Houston by Monday. Well, now it's Friday. He doesn't know I'm in Victoria, Texas. He doesn't know anything that's going on. But a grace of God says, get out of where you're at right now. You're going to have an apartment to stay in. So pack all my stuff, threw my hard hat to the foreman. I'm out. I'm going home, coming back to New Orleans, washing my clothes, kind of getting my head right, feeling a lot better, come see my parents, let them know everything's okay. I'm going to go back to Houston on Monday, though. I got to be in Houston on Monday. So get out to Houston, did my orientation with them. They're not going to be out there for another week. So here I've been in my truck for almost 5 weeks now. Yeah, living mostly in my truck. Now, I got the next paycheck from my other job. So I got a hotel room, of course, Roach Motel.
8?
Yeah.
Did you go to a restaurant?
I went to a buffet. I went to a Chinese buffet. I enjoyed it. It cost $11 probably to eat. And I filled up.
Sure.
I filled up. And I'm feeling a lot better though, right? I know I got to get some way of paying the IRS. I got to start paying these credit cards off. I got to get myself out of this bind that I dug myself into now. So I start working. Now this job is 12-hour days, 13 days straight with 1 day off, and you're on a contract, so you only got a few months that you're going to be pushing out. Now, I was able to make $2,700 a week on our good weeks.
Nice.
I started paying the IRS off. I moved in with him to sleep on an air mattress in his apartment, right? And, grace of God, good buddy of mine, still friends till today. Me and his brother, great friends still today. And we were able to connect more with each other and grew that relationship, right? So I stood in his wedding, and that was a beautiful, beautiful event. Now I'm able to start getting myself back on my feet financially, right? Now I'm starting to pick up on some things. I run across a buddy. He was telling me about this thing called The Secret. It's this movie you can watch on YouTube.
Sure.
Never heard of it, never thought of it, nothing like that. So I said, why not put it on? Started watching it, and it's about the law of attraction, right? And everything that comes into our lives is we attract. It's a natural law of the universe. And you can, again, call it God, the universe, positive vibes. I'm not here to tell anybody what to believe, just giving them my testimony of what's happened to me.
Amen.
So I work that job all the way until August and was able to pay off the IRS, started to pay off some credit cards, started to get myself back up financially, had some fun in my life, rekindle some relationship with friends. Then I moved back home, started another job with a contracting group in September and was able to finish off paying off all my credit card debts.
Wow.
Now, from April till February, from April 2019 to February 2020, I was working basically every day, never taking a day off, just to get myself out of that financial rut that I dug myself into. And as I was doing this, I was starting to pick up books, starting to watch the right videos, listen to the right tapes, all the positive things you could put into your life, right?
And these things just kind of gravitated towards you? Or
Yeah,
were you consciously seeking?
Well, a lot of it has happened unconsciously. The resources we need are all around us. Whether we see them or don't see them, they're there. So as I started to consciously pick up things, once you start, researching more and more and more, you find yourself going down different rabbit holes. Moving back home, I was able to, purchase more books. And I just started reading books and really picking up on more knowledge. Self-development books, things to learn about yourself. Stuff on confidence, stuff on just the self-development areas of life, right? Positivity.
Sure.
So while doing that, C-19 hits, shuts the job down, right? I had to move back home. My parents still kind of rough, right? But it's not as hard as it was, but there's more that I want. Of course, I want to do more out of life, right?
Sure.
C-19 brought this massive negative energy into the world. Of course, when you're at home, not doing nothing now, sitting around.
Fear.
Yeah, you start to have fear, worrisome. You're still in a bad place. Gyms are shut down, so now I'm not going to work out. Started running in the mornings, doing push-ups in my room. Slightly meditating, trying to pick up on how to get into prayer and meditation and in that exercise. Here comes Dale Tinsley. Shoots me a text message out of nowhere. Hey, where you training at? Nowhere. What you got? Oh, I have some weights at my house. I got a little setup in the back. Come hang out. So I went over by your house. We started working out, had a great workout. Finally got a pump that I haven't felt in a while. And we get to talking. And I spew into my life issues that happened to me and what's going on. And you were telling me, well, man, sounds like you still have stuff you're holding on to, though. You still kind of either have some regret, some remorse. Maybe you're still angry about something. Yeah, but I want to, let that down is what you told me. And what I want you to do is go home and just strip yourself of all the anger and just forgive everyone that's hurt you. Forgive yourself. Forgive just how everything has been and let it go. So I remember that night, I got home, I set up some candles in my room. I got comfortable, felt really good, and I just started getting to the deep roots, the layers. I was so angry, so mad at people that I had to just let go. Mad at my friend, mad at my ex, mad at her family, mad at, other friends. It was just, woe is me again, right? But I had to strip all that anger, being what I'm pissed off about, right? And again, I'm in that night, I'm on my hands and knees, I'm in tears, and I'm just forgiving them. I'm forgiving everybody. I'm forgiving myself, forgiving just that release, that release that was still latched onto me, whether I knew it or didn't know it. But when you open that up to me, this is what you need to do. That little advice, I went home and did that. I woke up feeling so light, feeling so good. Yeah, totally. I mean, that morning was like that.
Bro. That's the shift.
Yeah, woke up that morning feeling real light, really great. I was always doing a morning run right before I would meditate, and then I'll go to your house and work out. And so right before I'm about to go on this morning run, I remember looking down at my laundry I had on my bed, and I had pictured this girl, this woman that I wanted in my life. She was beautiful, she was smart, she was passionate, she was ambitious. And I remember just really dialing in on that. Go for my morning run, breezy, felt so much lighter. It was the world was brighter. Everything was a lot more brisk. Went work out with you, we got to talking, he handed me a book by Deepak Chopra, 7 Spiritual Laws of Success.
Amen.
We had a great talk, great session together, great workout. Went home, meditated on it again, began reading. That very night, a girl that I was always interested in, I seen her on Facebook, and I had to act. I had this intuitive feeling that what I'm looking for, she's looking for also. So I messaged her. I had to let her know that I think you're beautiful, I think you're gorgeous, but I know that's just the surface level stuff. I want to know you. I want to know who you are. And right there, me and her struck up a relationship. And for me, for her, that was God working, because she was looking for the same thing. She was looking for someone that was deep, that's been through some things, that is willing to put in the effort of putting life together. So we got to talk, and we built a relationship right then and there, just over Facebook. We actually went a few weeks without even seeing each other. It was just all messaging back and forth, talking on the phone, FaceTime, all that connection, right? At the same time, I'm working out with you. I'm meditating. I'm getting myself back together, right? Fast forward, get past C19. Me and her started a relationship. I was ready to start wanting to take on a family and kids, and I wanted all that. Fast forward, we started building that together. Got a house. We're together now, and this is life's happening. Got married, started a family. Everything is beautiful, right? Everything's good in a marriage, and in life. It doesn't stop though. Got to continuously work on each other. And me and her are on such equal terms of what we're looking for, what we want to do, how we want to do it, and that constant build on a relationship has to be there. Of course, in every marriage, you're going to have rocky moments of anything, in any relationship, even with friends. Things can always get rocky. But to always focus on what do we want, and the respect, the build together, that is a lot of discipline comes into play, a lot of patience, a lot of persistence. That's a lot of lessons that I've learned in building a relationship. So today, we started our own real estate company. We're doing well with that. Business is coming. Doing very well in life, just from utilizing a lot of these laws, a lot of the connections to myself, that whether I knew it was happening or not, when I can look back on those footsteps I took that connected all these dots, what really happened. And of course, everything's clear once you're looking through the rearview mirror, right?
Not always.
Not always.
Not
but
if not, you know, I mean, if you're being honest with yourself and you're reflecting and really reflecting to understand, hold yourself accountable, how can I be better, what is my role in it, then yes, 100%.
Yeah.
But if you're not, if you're not doing that,
you got to be truthful.
People
you have to
aren't.
be completely honest with yourself. You know, if we go back to the night where I was, you know, stripping myself of all those regrets and anger and just forgiving everything, that was the truth. It was coming out of you. It was, you know, once it's been exposed, it's a lot lighter, you know? So if you can look through the rearview mirror and reflect on everything with honesty, with truth, then things are going to be a lot more clear. You know, of course, if you're lying to yourself, you know, it's not going to work out too well for you.
throwing Band-Aids on it. The lies are just Band-Aids.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But when you go into it and you truly commit, which is what you did, you committed 100%.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean that's amazing, because a lot of people take things in and they don't practice it per se right then and there, or weeks later, or maybe even ever, because it's difficult.
Yes.
It's difficult, you know.
Very much so.
The beauty of it is, man, is that you, for whatever reason, all that came together, and in that moment, you saw me being genuine with you in those conversations that we were having.
Yeah.
And, you know, it sparked something in you that you went home and you ran yourself through it. That takes courage. It takes courage, honesty, bravery, commitment.
You know, you got to be honest with yourself. And if anybody could take anything from today, whether they want to take notes, whoever your audience is wanting to gather any information, discipline, patience, persistence. Mm-hmm. The three main keys you can always have with it. Mm-hmm. The caveat to all of that is know exactly what you want. Be very specific on what it is you want. You know, me and my wife, we look at each other like we manifested each other. Mm-hmm. Right? And I can clear as day tell you that I manifested my wife because she's exactly what I was looking for. Mm-hmm. And it was so specific, so precise. And when it comes to utilizing any of these natural laws, mm-hmm. and I don't want to go too far into the detail of it all, but using these natural laws, using God, using positive vibes, whatever people want to call it, the laws will never change. No. It's like the law of gravity. And I know some people don't believe in that, but it's a real law. If I jump off this house, I'm going to hit the ground. Whether I'm a good person or a bad person, I'm going to hit the ground, right? Because that's a law, and it's happening. But, you know, laws like karma, you can utilize karma in your favor. It's not always a bad thing. Mm-hmm. You know, I know it's very generational now. You know, law of karma is going to come back to get you, and yeah, if you look at it in that way. But if you use karma in a positive way, mm-hmm. then you can use that too.
Sure.
There's your intentions, the law of intention, and if you're intentive of I'm going to lose this weight, or if I'm going to get that job, or if I'm going to do whatever it is you really want to do. Mm-hmm. You can get there. That's no argument to that. Yeah. You know? Yeah. You got to take the disciplines of doing what it is to lose that weight, to get that job. You got to be patient. You got to be persistent. Right. That's the stuff that whenever it all synchronizes together, when it all comes together, it doesn't matter. I can't tell you how fast it's going to be. Mm-hmm. It can happen really fast, or it can take some time. And we make the judge on, oh, that's too long to do, or that's not enough time, or whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. And we're always, you know, looking at, it's going to take me much time, I don't want to do that. Well, you're never going to get there if that's the case. Now, if you're in full synchronizing, what word am I looking for here? The synchronizing sphere of it all, mm-hmm. if you're in all connections with it, mm-hmm. it can happen as fast as you want it to. Utilizing that. Yeah. So for the audience, you're speaking directly on Deepak Chopra's 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. Right? I'm just kind of mentioning that for the audience. Yeah, and that's a great book to pick up and read. Mm-hmm. That is definitely. I mean, that is one of, you know, besides the Bible, of course. Sure. There's hundreds of books mm-hmm. that you could pick up and read. Deepak Chopra's books are a few of them. Sure. Whatever you believe in, whether if you're Hindu, Christian, Buddhism, Islam, we all have to follow the same natural laws of the universe, whether we like it or not. Mm-hmm. To take away the debate on it all is it's happening. Even atheists understand that those laws are real. You know, unless they could find a way to jump off of a building and not hit the ground, in you know, without having any other reflection off of it, I would love to see it. You know, but to look at it in a certain way of knowing what you want, there's a way to get there, and it's all on you to connect it. But you got to put in the work. It's got to come within, right? It's like working out. Just like if you want to go to the gym and work out and lose weight or build muscle or whatever you can't go once and do it. It's got to be a discipline of going daily.
Consistency, dedication, determination, perseverance.
Yeah.
And these are things that we have to cultivate, refine, and fortify in our foundation as individuals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As you were saying all that, I think a commonality that transcends religion and is a good place for us all to like really look at, or maybe we can agree on, is energy.
Yes.
And frequency.
Yes.
Just put energy and frequency right here, and your thoughts, your words, your actions, your beliefs, do they generate positive vibrations, smiles, laughter, love, compassion, kindness, fortitude, adaptability, attitude, posture, energy, frequency, vibration, positive or negative, right?
Yeah.
And so the laws of the universe, I mean, that totally aligns with those two things. And one of the big ones that you said is intentions.
Big time.
Having
Big
pure
time.
intentions.
Very much.
Right? You remember some of that conversation?
It's gotta be pure, yes.
I told you, I said, brother, you can have whatever, you can make this happen. Because, man, in those conversations, you had so many pieces, and I could see it as I was listening to what you were telling me in those moments, and I was just kind of plugging in a couple little things. And I remember one of the things I said, look, just go within yourself and just come at it with pure intentions, and dude, it'll happen.
And it manifests so fast. Mm-hmm. Once you get to that point, mm-hmm. Once you've reached it, and to go back for the audience here, they got to know what they want. You got to know exactly what it is you want. If you don't know, there's an exercise mm-hmm. where you just sit in silence. Mm. Make it a practice, an exercise. This is a prescription for them.
It's a habit. It's got to be part of your foundation. You have to spend. Talk to them about you have to spend that time.
You do.
And then when you don't do it,
it's like anything else. You quit doing something, you're not gonna continuously be where you're at. You'll never lose it. I mean, you'll never. You'll always continue to lose it. Energy itself is always in motion. Okay, you're either gaining or you're losing.
Correct.
It's never going to sit stagnant. So, I'm working on my religious muscle at the moment, right? Me and my wife, my family, we joined a church. Mm-hmm. We got involved with the church, became volunteers. I'm learning on that level of it all. Because the Bible is something I never really put the energy into learning about the life of Jesus. Mm-hmm. That is the muscle I've continuously now been working on.
Amen.
In the past, working out was my religious habit. Every day I was at the gym, no matter what, it was happening. And I took an off day very rarely. It was mm-hmm. something I did not want to give up, was going to the gym every day.
Sure.
And, now getting into the religious side of life, mm-hmm. Learning about Jesus, learning about God, mm-hmm. these muscles are different than going to the gym mm-hmm. and working out. It's a deeper foundation that you have to find. Mm-hmm. And it takes time. It takes time, it takes a habit, it takes effort, it takes energy, it's a lot of vulnerability. Those habits, though, will set the foundation for everything else you want to do.
Amen.
No matter what it is. So whenever I was working out and I had that physical muscle growing, mm-hmm. that's great. But when it came to me getting depressed, my biceps weren't going to save me. Mm-hmm. My muscles weren't there to really hold the foundation together. Mm-hmm. So it's got to start on a spiritual level, mm-hmm. And it's got to start with self. It doesn't matter what your beliefs are. It's going to have to start from within. Mm-hmm. So growing that relationship with God has been my strongest efforts nowadays. I recently picked up on a physical sport, golf, right? And I noticed if I play for a week straight, I'm getting all right. And I take a month off and I go back to play again. I'm not so good anymore. That discipline is gone. The persistency is gone. Now I'm getting impatient because I'm not hitting good. Now your attitude goes down. Now you're having another bad shot. And that's on everything in life. If you can just reflect it off of my golf story, you can reflect it on working out or whatever it is you want. Whatever anybody out there wants, it's going to take you those daily practices. But that daily practice to build your spiritual muscle, that's the foundation for it all. That's because that's what's going to keep you grounded and keeping you going, keeping your disciplines going. And whenever I sat down with you, we're working out, we're working on our physical muscle. But when I started working on that spiritual muscle, really things started changing in my life. Then I was able to reflect back, I surrendered all my self, my depression to God that night in my truck. And a friend called and I was saved. I was able to go and live in his apartment and work a job and get out all this financial debt. All that all was synchronized together itself. That all connected.
God was he was there the whole time. So let me just share some reflection, like as you're telling me this, right? So, and it's funny because it started off for myself with the lifting of weights too, at a young age, right?
Yeah.
And so you're working the body, then you start picking up the books, you're hitting the mind, and now you're hitting the spiritual side of it, mind, body, spirit, all coming together. Synchronizing, it's beautiful, man.
In today's, culture, it's a lot of feelings, right? A lot of all what you're feeling, and your feelings can be very deceptive. They can play funny tricks. They're very vulnerable. They sway with the wind. It's what's your thoughts, what's your beliefs, what's your convictions. Those are what you can really keep your foundation on. Your feelings, I might feel bad today, but if I feel bad and I don't go to the gym, then guess what? You're gonna lose whatever gains you could have got today. Or if I don't feel like doing the spiritual workouts, I don't feel like meditating or journaling or just sitting in silence with myself. Because no matter what you do in life, you have you to always deal with. So if you're not coming together with yourself daily, you can lose yourself really quick. And I don't want anybody to hear this and get scared or like, oh man, it's gonna be too much effort. I gotta do this practice every day. Give yourself 5 minutes, you know, because the disciplines of 5 minutes a day. I mean, how much time do we spend on YouTube? How much time do we spend on Netflix? How much time do we spend on social media? How much time do we, and those things are good to, have some enjoyment with, right? But to be overtaken by it so much of our constant scrolling, how about you put the phone down, turn the TV off, and for the ones that have kids, I have kids myself, 2 young kids. I have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. It's that can play rocky on your life when it comes to the things you really want to do, like work on your spiritual muscle. Oh man, if the baby was up, it's hard to get up and go. You'll find yourself some days thinking, man, I got to pull myself together for 5 minutes, whether if it's in your truck or car or, go out in your garage or just go outside in nature. Finding those minutes are very critical to just reconnecting.
So the value in that every day, the meditation.
Very, very much so.
I tell people start with 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day.
Yeah.
The value's there, though.
Obviously, anything you put more into, quality effort into, right? You can go to the gym for 3 hours, but if you spend 2.5 hours talking and somebody spent 45 minutes killing it, they obviously got more out of it than what you did, even though you were there for 3 hours, right? The quality of your prayer, your meditation, whatever that is very critical, and being very pure and tentative on what it is you're meditating on. And then having a very clear direction you want to go to, you know, and release it to the universe, to God, give it up. There's many lessons in the Bible or in other books that can help anybody in these exercises, anything. And I've read many of them, and I've practiced many of these exercises. Just like when it comes to working out or, you know, learning a new skill, there's more than one way to do it. You know, a lot of things work. Just pick one and go with it. You know,
starting point.
Just go, just do it. You know, and then have that discipline to tell yourself every day, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go and do something. And that's whatever it is you want. If you want a certain job, there's requirements for that job, right? It might be a physical you got to pass or a drug test, or you might need a degree. Now you got to take your discipline to going to school, getting a degree. That's going to take time. Now, do you want to put those actions into play and make it happen? Or do you want to say, oh, it's going to take too much out of my life. I don't want to do it, you know, because it's not really going to work out for you.
Everything in life requires effort.
Everything
in life requires effort.
Yeah, it does.
You know?
But it all starts with what you're thinking.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Because let's go all the way back to my truck story, right? I'm having those bad thoughts. One little thought of everything's going to be all right, just let it go, took all this darkness away from me to where I passed out in tears. I woke up, my buddy called and said, hey, they got this job. You can go, make some money. Now, this is your moment to act, Dillon. You can say, no, I don't want to do that. That's going to be too much to go back home, clean my stuff up, come back out here. You know what I'm saying? There's actions that are going to be required, but it will start with one thought.
In that moment, you felt the hand of God?
Oh yes, very much so. But now it wasn't an audible feeling. It wasn't an audible hearing. It was like a release. It was just like it took it off your body, and it's something you weren't aware of until it's happening. It's one of those moments where I didn't know that was even going to happen.
Sure.
Until I felt it just come off of me. It's a stress relief. Your shoulders fall relaxed. The tension in your neck goes away.
Amazing.
Yeah, the headache that you just had just went away. And that right then and there is the mercy and grace of God.
Amen.
And to be able to look at it, be grateful for it, reflect on it, and understand that wasn't me. That was a higher power.
Oh, no doubt about
doing that. That's another sacrifice that we have to give. You know, being a man, being men, you know, you got this masculine, I could do it all, you know, you got that energy, right?
Sure.
You know, we carry that with us. And some females carry that too, but definitely in a man's, you know, biology is, I can do this, right? And that right there will weaken you down big time. You know, the anger, the rage, that can break you down a lot faster.
Yeah, but that rage is ego.
It's all ego.
You know, we have, I mean, I agree 100%. We have that masculine energy supposed to lead, but that masculine energy becomes toxic if you don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And I'll go back to what you said a little bit ago. You said feeling versus thought.
Yeah.
I break it down in the Connect world. Ego, true self. Feeling is ego, like you said, it changes with the wind. Thought is true self. It thinks, it pauses, it reacts with the mind instead of going with the feelings. And I guess the world, media, different layers in our society have tried to say that men are toxic and toxic masculinity. But what I see is just frustration in men. And, you know, they maybe don't have direction or understanding that all that frustration pin up, if you don't know why it's there, you don't know where it's coming from, it's going to spill over and and lead to destruction, lead to hate, lead to all of these unhealthy things, right? But if you can channel your mind, channel it into lifting weights, channel it into actions of service. And that's where the disconnect is, I think, you know.
Yeah.
Is just really in not knowing who you are, not knowing yourself, not knowing the difference between your ego and your true self. And it's unfortunate, man, but you know, we're having these conversations and talking about it. The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak, that was one of the first ones that opened my eyes to the self-improvement world and the natural laws. And that book was huge.
Another great book that played a massive role is the first book I read. It was Resisting Happiness. It's by Matthew Kelly. He's a part of Dynamic Catholics. Now, I'm not Catholic. I'm Christian. I know that's a big, debate now in society. But reading his book, so many points that he makes about what we resist that make us happy. The actions we choose not to do, the things we choose not to do, that we know what we're supposed to do. We just choose not to do them. And why is it we choose not to do them? We know how to lose weight. In America, we have an abundance of food, but we also have an abundance of information, an abundance of plans. Many of them work. Pick one and go with it. And if it doesn't work, it's going to get you somewhere to move to the next one, right? So reading that book, why do I resist myself wanting to be happy? Why am I creating? And I'm creating it because I'm making the choices not to do it, right? It's like that group of friends that gossip too much and go out and not do things that are very smart and get yourself in trouble. Why do you choose to go there? Or that bar you go to where you end up, drunk and idiotic. You don't want to be there, really. You really don't want to be there. What do you really want? And we resist doing things that are going to get us where we want to go. And why did we choose to do that? Instead, stop going there. Put that food down. It's going to make you feel sick and lethargic. And you keep putting on weight. So now you're getting depressed. Put it down.
But
it's, you want to lose weight? Yeah. You got to have that thought. I want to lose weight. I want to make this happen. Now, take those daily small tasks that are going to get you there. Start small.
Build momentum.
Very much so.
Yeah. I think it's the patterns, though, D. We all fall victim to it. Some small, some big. Having the self-accountability, but man, for the majority of people, I think they're stuck in these patterns. Well, this is what I do. We go to this bar every Friday, and it's, these are the places I eat. This is what I eat. This is my culture. This is how my family does it. You know that. It's because you did things different than people around you.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of courage to step out and be an individual, man.
It does.
You benefit. You benefit in the long run, and you reap those rewards.
Yeah.
But it takes courage to step out because we're judged.
Well,
and
I think everyone, no matter who it is, they want to find their happiness, right? And the ego, the devil, the negative energies, all those play massive roles, and they're all the same, right? That's that dark energy that we talk about, right? And somebody that's a Christian would say it's the devil. Somebody that just says, the universe, they would say it's, bad vibes. But it's all correlated the same. Those play a massive role, but you gotta be honest with yourself and know when to call the bullshit, right? And know when that's happening.
Right.
And it's they plays this game, and it's a daily game. It's every day. It's always working. Just like energy is always moving, it's not stopping. No. So those negative energies are working, those positive energies are working. Which one are you going to fuel? But go back to that 5 minutes you take of what do you really want? That's what it's got to come down to. You know, it took me not even 5 minutes to manifest my wife. And I couldn't be more happier. And yeah, you look at my Facebook and you see somebody that's always happy. And yeah, we have a beautiful life. That is, you know, I have a great marriage and I'm blessed. But we know we have our daily tasks that me and her have to keep doing to keep this marriage still beautiful, still strong, still passionate, while working on ourselves, while working on our marriage, while also being parents, while also having careers, while also, you know, creating a social life. You know, some things you sacrifice. You know, for many years, me and her sacrificed our social lives. We had different friend groups, and our friend groups we don't have anymore. We're not in those friend groups anymore, but I could see by that friend group that that's not going to be okay for my marriage. That friend group can be bad for my foundation that I'm trying to build.
You're fortifying.
Right. And when you get that energy of, all right, that's a bad friend group to be in, and, you know, they're gossiping too much, or they're fighting, or the couples, and they're cheating, and it's like this, you don't want to be involved with that, right? Because that's going to have a really bad energy on what I'm trying to build over here with my wife, right? And then when you do that, when you get away from the friend group and you put your time and energy into other things, yeah, we sacrificed having friends for building a strong marriage, for having, you know, our family life, building our foundations for our business. Now it's okay, let's go to church. Let's start to do this. And time is very limited. Time is our biggest asset. You know, even getting time to spend with you to get this meeting has taken some time. It's sorry, when am I going to find the time and make it happen and time block it to do it? Oh, we got this, we got all these boxes that got to be checked brother. And you finally got it. Yes. You know, and it took discipline to keep in touch. It kept patience until we can get there, persistence to be here. But we're putting ourselves in good foundational frequencies here.
Amen.
It's positive energies flowing.
Of course.
Now, who sees this, who hears this, is going to take little nuggets, little pieces that they can put into their lives that can change it for whatever they want to manifest.
Amen.
Because everybody out there wants to be happy.
Amen.
Everybody out there wants to feed that good wolf, right?
Ooh, I love it.
Everybody wants that. And that person that's struggling, that's going to that same circle, whether if it's the food or the beer or the new tattoos or the new earrings or the new whatever, that isn't really fueling what do you really want?
Deep in the heart.
Oh, it's deep, man. It's deep.
That's why they got to hit the meditation.
Very much so. And that's just one practice that you can do. But man, it starts with one thought. And if you could find that, if you really could find that, you can build on it. You could really build on it. It starts small.
Amen.
You know, the story in the Bible about the mustard seed takes just a small little bit of faith to make it happen. And then we can get into the faith talk, because that's a whole nother.
We'll bring you back, man.
A whole nother conversation. But faith is probably been the being somebody who's very logical, but also wants to have that control. Faith is that little shadow, that into the light that you can't see. You know, that is hard sometimes. That's the hard. Once you start building on a lot of things, once you start seeing the manifesting happening, now faith has to come into play with it all. And for people who don't have a religious foundation standpoint, you still have to have faith. Some call it, you know, fate or destiny or coincidences. You know,
there's no coincidence.
Is that real? Right. You know, No, there isn't. We're all blessed, and it's all been sent to us through the universe, through God. It was never a coincidence. And for anybody who is struggling with faith, that is a muscle that beyond spirituality, beyond physical, because you can't even see it or feel it, but it's that little shadow.
Yeah.
That is a muscle. That is one that takes a lot of discipline, a lot of patience, and a lot of persistence.
Yeah, faith is huge.
Faith is huge.
As you were saying that, what jumped in my head was, you didn't come this far to only come this far.
Oh yeah, it's a great saying. It's a great saying.
You didn't, and then it's like you look at all the other stuff that you've been through, and you made it through it.
Yep.
Just stay clear, stay in the right energy, stay with the right consistent dedication to the things that are going to continue to nurture you.
Very much so.
And like you were saying, if you got to start with one, start with meditation, 5 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Go outside and spend some time in nature. Take your shoes off, walk in the grass, breathe.
Yeah. Yep.
Let it out. So many little small things. Wow, that was a lot to take in.
That was a lot. We can dissect so much, and we can go a lot. And look, even saying all that, as well as I'm doing now, as well as things have gone. I mean, if we're May of 2024 right now, right? It was April of 2019, so 5 years now that I've been in this practice, in this build of discipline, of patience, of persistence on manifesting my life, right? The people in my life have came to me in a manifestation. It was all given to me due to God, due to the universe, however one decides to look at it. Building on that, but trying to do it on a conscious level. Because you got so many levels to it.
Sure.
Conscious, unconscious, you got your subconscious. There's multiple levels to you manifesting what you want. Am I exactly where I want to be? No. But I can look at it today. I did what I needed to do to get to where I want to be. It's just a stepping stone to get there.
Sure.
5 years ago, I'd have never looked at it that way. It would have been the woe is me, the problems. I want to be here, Well, man, what are you doing to get there?
Patience, though, right? Yeah, you can look out into the future, but we have to be present in the now and do what we need to do in the now, cultivate in the now, plant the seeds in the now.
Very much so.
For them to grow.
Very
and if we
much
can't enjoy the now, then what's the, you'll never enjoy, I heard one the other day, it said, you'll never enjoy the future if you don't know the art of being present in the now, because the now will never come.
That's right.
You'll continue to be looking out into the future for your happiness, for your fulfillment, for meaning, for value. It's yeah, man. It's a lot to it. Some deep, heavy layers.
And for your audience, for my audience, I don't want them to look at it like an overwhelming too much, though. Don't. Let's break it down small.
Sure.
Bite-sized pieces.
One bite at a time.
Like I tell my daughter, you got to take little bites.
Sure.
She wants to chew the whole thing at one time. Then you get stuck in your mouth and you can't chew it and you got to spit it out and it's too much. Take everything small, little bits at a time.
Measured, calculated,
yes.
Strategy. See how those things kind of, right? Measurement, strategy, calculation, timing. All those things, they all work together.
Connecting with you during C19, whenever that was going on, that was able to really put the tools. You gave me a toolbox and you told me to start build this house, right? And you gave me the books, gave me the advice, gave me the videos to watch, gave me the things to listen to, right? And I was taking them with the instructions that they were giving me and just slowly piecing them together.
Amen.
And every day, even still today, it's a build. Me and my wife, we got to be on the same page of how we want. Okay, we want this house, we want this business, we want this career, we want the kids to go to this school, we want this kind of education, we want to be looked this certain way. You know, we just to go off of the mind, body, spirit, and we can just boil it down to a lot of what we put into ourselves, right?
Sure, of course.
You gave me the tools. So if I read the books, if I watched the videos, if I listened to the podcasts and the seminars, I can put those into my body, into my mind, let it grow my spirit. Now, the food we decide to eat. We know in today that the chemicals they're putting in our foods are detrimental to just how we are as people, because it affects the chemical balance in your body.
On a cellular level.
It messes with your thoughts. You know, if you overeat a meal too much, you're gonna feel lethargic and sick and, oh, I don't feel like going and do this. You know, feet up, turn the TV on, you know, pop a nap out. It's like, this is great, you know? That can definitely hurt you in the long run if you do that over and over and over and over.
Pattern.
And that's the patterns, right? And in today's society, we found ourselves just overeating. But then we're overstimulating what we're taking in. So you can read bad books that aren't good for you. There's books on hate. You know, I mean, think about the books from people in the past that, you know, we can name off. They wrote books on hate, and people read these books and put it into their mind, into their spirit, and now they're acting out in rage. The movies that you watch that can really have a massive effect on how you behave.
No doubt about it.
But man, if you just boil it down to some food you eat, you know, in January, I was introduced from my church, something called a Daniel fast. Now, the backstory of it all, I really don't know where they came with the name Daniel fast from. I know it's a biblical name, I know it's a biblical terminology, but following the Daniel fast that they give me and my wife and our church to do, we did it. The spiritual growth that we had from the types of food we were putting in our bodies, that alone, with the energy you gain, the way you feel,
wow.
the faith that you grow from what we put in our bodies was unquestionable compared to if I went and stacked myself with hamburgers every day. And I love burgers, you know. I love steaks, I love, you know, chips and all the junk you can possibly eat, you know. But what you're eating is going to have a massive effect on how you behave and what your thoughts become to be. You know, too much alcohol have a massive effect on how you behave and your thoughts, you know. It's people get drunk and get angry all the time or get sad and depressed, you know, but it feels good for that moment of being intoxicated.
Sure.
You know, eating that burger, you know, going through the drive-thru feels great.
See, when you say burger, I'm thinking premium. I'm not thinking drive-through burger.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm talking drive-through. I'm talking Burger King. No, I'm not talking the good. Yeah,
deer meat, beef. I'm cooking it with love.
Yeah,
we got good quality cheese.
I'm not talking about that good stuff. I'm talking about.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, the Burger King, the you know, the McFatty you're about to put on real quick, like one of those, you know. That actually has a massive impact on how you feel.
Oh, no doubt.
Which is your feelings are gonna create your thoughts that are, I don't want to do this today.
What kind of fuel do you put in the race car? You put premium.
You're putting premium. Yeah.
You put premium fuel in the race car.
If you buy a $100,000 foreign, you're not gonna put in a 87. You know, you're gonna go and have to put premium fuel in there.
So
you don't want anything that's gonna mess your engine up.
We are that vessel, and what we take in with our eyes, what we take in with our ears, what we read, the movies, the people we're around.
Very much so.
Definitely the fuel, the gas, the nutrition is huge, man. Huge.
Time blocking. If we can practice time blocking, because today we are very busy. Society is busy, right? You only got 24 hours in a day, and you have to sleep, right? Some sleep faster than others. Me, 5 to 6 hours a night is plenty for me. So if I go to bed at 8, I can be up at 2:30, 3 o'clock. I'm good. If any more than that, I feel a little off. I'm too much sleep.
A little lethargic.
Now I'm kind of cloudy in the head. So what I gotta do some push-ups. Might need to do some stretching. Might need to get myself going somehow. A cup of coffee, espresso. You know. The thought. I mean, the time that we have. If you spend too much time sleeping, you waste a lot of time on what you want to get out of life. So where I'm getting with that is time blocking with everything. Time block 5, 10, 15 minutes if you can on just breathing and meditation. Maybe even a little journaling. Find that little bit of time for yourself. And it's for your audience to, and we're talking about the people that are on the very beginner level of it all. And I say that it's fundamental, right?
Oh, no doubt.
It's a fundamental practice that has to take place. Michael Jordan, greatest NBA player of all time, one of the greatest, right? He was big on his fundamentals. You know, a lot of his coaches were big on just the fundamentals, doing layups, dribbling, conditioning.
Sure.
They were big on that. So a fundamental beginner practice for anybody, time block 5 minutes, just to journal or meditate and breathe with yourself. Don't journal on your phone. Don't, you know, I know everybody's big on phones these days. They don't want to read the book. They've got to listen to the audio book. I believe in read the book. Not only is it going to help you with your vocabulary, it's also going to, you know, in your intelligence, it's going to help you be more disciplined at sitting down and reading and digesting what you're taking in. Audiobooks are great if you're going for a run, you know, now you're doing 2 different, you know, multitask at a time.
That's what I was going to say about that is when you sit down with it, you're not doing anything else except your eyes running across that page. That's you're hyper focused on that book. There's no other distraction. You're not running and having to worry about getting hit by a car or people coming at you. It's taking it in on a different level, you know. The audiobook is just kind of, I don't know.
They're good.
I think you can.
They're great.
I think you get more out of it reading it, being fully engaged, unbothered, and you dedicate the time to it.
Dedicating the time to it, it's all on discipline, man. If like I said in the beginning of this video, we can boil it down to 3 things: discipline, patience, persistence. If you can get those 3 things, you can manifest your entire life and create whatever it is you want. It's going to take time, some faster than others, but you have with those 3 disciplines. So just the discipline to sit down and read a book, whether if it's a page a day or a paragraph a minute,
it's
or
something.
Whatever you can do, you know. And my son's reading 150 words a minute. He's 6. It's like you got time to read a book, people. Like you could pick up and read 100 words. You know, just take that little discipline to do it. You know, and the energy, ego, devil, whatever you want to call it, is going to creep in there. Oh, I don't want to do that. It really, it's because you are too lazy to just pick the book up and read. It didn't take very long, you know. And in 5 years now I got a library at my house. Many different books, whether if it's the self-development or spirituality or investing or real estate, whatever it is on the subjects I wanted to know, I picked it up and started reading.
Amen.
And I found time, whether if I was at work and I'm on night shift and nothing's going on, yeah, we can watch a video or watch Netflix or take a nap or whatever, right? No. Pick my book up and I started reading.
You dedicated,
I have over
brother.
200 books in 5 years. I could have done a lot more. That's the way I look at it. You know, I could have done a lot more. Where did I put this time off? Where if we really break down our days, You know, you can break it down in many different ways, small increments. You know, I look at, man, 5 years, only 200 books. Why didn't I do better? You know? Now, did I start picking up on podcasts? Yeah, of course. I'm working out, you know, put a podcast in. I really try to limit myself on the type of music that I listen to now. That's been a different practice in mine. Has been the music that I listen to, you know. Of course, back in the day, it was rap music and, you know, lyrics and things we shouldn't be even saying.
You don't agree with them now. You've outgrown them.
Well, your values change. Your standards have changed. You know, my standards and values on what they're saying has changed tremendously, you know, to where, yeah, the things I want to put in my head are a lot different than what I was listening to. Now, do some people use it for motivation? Yeah, but maybe you want to reflect on what's motivating you. Right. What are you motivated by? And again, that can be all deceptive too, because motivation comes from feeling, you know. You're not a motivational speaker, Dale. You're not a motivational coach. You didn't motivate me to go home and meditate.
I can be.
You know, you're more than that.
Thank you.
You're a why guy. Why are you doing this? You get what I'm saying? We
got to get to the root.
You're
I'm trying to
life coach. You can sit there and go, 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 go. Yeah, you're motivating me, but why are you motivating me? Now we're getting to the real core of it all. Why are we doing this? So if we broke down why I want to manifest the things out, why do I want to have that wife that I have? You know, she's my life partner. She's my backbone. She is my support group of it all. Now, that relationship still has to be built every day. I can't just say, hey, you're my wife partner, my business partner, and that's it. You know, no, we got to have a relationship. We still got to have husband and wife time. Still got to have parenting time. Still got we made a thing last year. I'll give you a little story now. New Year's resolutions, right? A lot of people live them up. Some people don't. My New Year's resolution last year, you know, we had a baby, so husband and wife time really got taken away due to having a new baby and our son. We got 2 kids. Time's getting, you know, I'm working shift work.
Sure.
We were losing a lot of our relationship, which would cause a lot of rocky ground, right?
Sure.
So we made a New Year's resolution at least once a month. We're going to have a date.
Yeah.
We're going to go, whether we go to a nice restaurant, whether we go to all-you-can-eat buffet. We're going to do somewhere it's just me and you. Not going to be on our phones. We're not going to be staring at the TV at the bar. We're going to be one-on-one connecting, right? Back on the husband and wife side. That right then and there, from last year, investing that time in each other, made a huge impact on our relationship. Because now, since we're good here, babe, we can now be better parents, be better business people, be better at our careers, be better at life. Now, if we were rough there, being home with your significant other, you're not on good terms, and things aren't too well, and now you're dealing with that in the back of your head, that can cause a big issue. You feel it. Sure. You know, we felt it. We really felt that, oh man, this is playing a massive, role on our lives. So you got to put that investment, that time into each other. And you have to time block it. So we had to time block that. The discipline of making sure, hey, Friday night, we're going on this date.
The house could blow down, but we're going
on a date. Yeah. We're going to make it a date, and we're going to connect on a level, right? If something traumatic happens, we are going to find us in this trauma together. We're going to find this together. I encourage anyone to find that life partner. It is a very, not only for them and not only for you, for your life. Because it's been a massive backbone for me.
Oh, no doubt.
Because not only did it teach me what we're having our problems with and how to work them out and solve those issues, but also what I enjoy out of this, what gratitude I received from this.
Sure.
Right? The lessons we learned. Right? If we look at life as happening for us and not to us, it's a whole nother perspective. Right? Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? Woe is me. If you look at it like, man, this problem just taught me a lesson, I learned from it. I'm grateful for it.
That's it.
It's a whole nother perspective. But again, Dale, we can dissect it deeper and deeper.
I think we leave it there, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get on a topic one day and just dissect that one topic.
Yeah.
But for all the listeners out there, my biggest thing to them is find out what they want. Find out what they want. Take 5 minutes. If you don't know what you want, take 5 minutes and breathe on it, and it's gonna come to you. Write it down, what you really want. And it's like your menu at the restaurant. You get to pick it, you get to choose what you want, and tell the waitress, tell God, tell the universe, and it's going to come to you.
No doubt. Yeah, it takes some time to get there, and you might start off with 5 things, and you continue to refine them down. For some people, it might hit them quick.
Yeah.
You know, man, what's impressive for me, you know, just being in your life and seeing the journey and the growth is, boy, you're driven, man. You're
very
driven,
much so.
And, you know, even to the point that it inspires me. So don't think it's not a two-way street. I've learned a lot and absorbed a lot from you, man. And
thank you.
You got a spot always, brother. You know, you're stellar, man.
Well, you play a massive spot in my heart too.
Amen.
Because you handed me those tools, the resources. They were always there. We just had to line up to get them, right? You giving those to me played a massive role in my life. Amen. Somebody I can look back on and say, well, Dale was the one that gave me this book that really put it all into how my life is playing out, how everything is working. You're the one that gave me the advice to go home and forgive yourself. Forgive them, forgive yourself. You're going to be angry, you're going to be sad, you're going to be, and just forgive, tear it apart. Get those, like an onion, you have layers, you got to dig them out. Because the infections are deep. Oof. The infections are deep, you know, and it's not a Band-Aid you can put on it to get rid of that infection.
No.
You know, it's not a tattoo I can slap on me. It's not a earring I can put in, and it's not a drink I can open up. It is deep, and it's a lot to get there. But when you just give it all up, and when you taught me that, when you gave me that advice, I went home and I did it. My life is transformed. I mean, the domino effect from that, the footsteps just from that alone, gave my wife, gave my kids, gave my marriage, gave my house, gave us our business. You know, we have a real estate business. We're called Soulmates. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Google. We're located in Belchase, but we're licensed all over Louisiana. So our real estate business, we can do anybody in Louisiana that needs our services. Throw the links in the descriptions for me. Yes, sir. And people can connect with us there. They're looking to make their real estate moves, you know. But that domino effect from you telling me what to do has got us here today, you know. And you're doing well. I see you're manifesting your life.
Man, yeah, brother. I'm just grateful and honored and humbled that you know, I could just do my part in that moment. I was just playing my role, brother.
We're all playing our roles, brother. You played a big role. You know?
Amen. Well, we'll continue to grow and evolve and push. Dillon Moak, my brother, man, looking sharp as always.
Oh, thank you.
Whew, that was a lot to take in. Yeah, Dillon Moak, thanks for coming by. Check him out in the Louisiana area for any of your real estate needs. Soulmates. Hope today's discussion helped open your mind and open your heart. God bless. Thanks for joining us at the Connection Studio. You can support us by sharing with others and posting to social media. Keep doing the internal work, as it will truly make all the difference. God bless.